national regulator, the FCA, and regularly interacts with industry for future regulation. That conversation is helping the UK be a leader in the market. We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. And guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. We got a sucker punch to the gut for the XRP community today. A lot of people are absolutely frustrated with the state of the SEC case at the moment. And I completely understand. But something I'm going to stress and emphasize and put in front of you is going to add a little bit of hope and perspective that regardless of when the outcome of this SEC case could be happening, we still have the very real potential of price action. You see, guys, we have to remember XRP reached $2 while we were being sued by the SEC in 2021. I believe XRP will still rise to the $10 to $13 mark this altcoin season, even while the case is going on. This is only a speculative bull run, not a utility bull run. There is a big difference. What do I mean by speculative bull run? It means just a natural price action based on retail FOMO and perception. This is the type of bull run we had in 2017, 2018, and I believe it's going to happen again. Until regulation comes, and until this lawsuit is over, we will not have full-blown utility for XRP or even other crypto tokens in that respect. But regardless, we will still profit. And something I have to stress and emphasize is that I do believe this altcoin season is coming. You see, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. A lot of people are frustrated and actually think altcoin season is not going to happen. A lot of people over the past couple months have just been calling me a crypto shill. And it's very frustrating for me because I'm genuinely just warning you of what's about to happen. See, I remember March 2021. I was the individual telling all of you that there was going to be a massive 70% crash that came. Boom. May 2021, massive 70% crash came. I told you yet again. And around October, a massive 70% crash was going to come to the crypto market. December 3rd, we saw that monstrosity of a 35% crash happen. December 4th, I believe. And then continuously after, we continue to crash. Now, I will admit I did expect this altcoin season to happen a little quicker than it's happened so far. But that does not mean it's not going to occur. Actually, let me give you guys a second here. Actually, guys, this is what I believe the state of the crypto market is right now. When Bitcoin crosses $40,001, we're going to the moon. When we go to $39,999, we're in a bear market. Constantly, people's opinions on what's going to happen next are changing. Uncertainty is in the air. And uncertainty is when I get extremely bullish. You see, guys, I make money off the tears of insecure retail investors that are emotionally unstable. And that is why on my channel I try to train all of you every single day to be grounded, to relax, and understand the wealth is coming to us. Now, some of you may be asking, well, what exactly are you talking about here? Personally speaking, I saw breaking news on Twitter today that none of us wanted to hear. John Deaton and James Filan broke this news today. All briefs for this case are due December 20th, 2022, almost 2 years after the birth of this case. Absent a settlement end of March 2023, for a decision is now the best case scenario. Now guys, we always need to understand that a settlement is always possible at any given moment. But I will admit, this is a punch to the gut, and I'll tell you why. It seemed, for a while now, like Ripple may have been pushing for something around May to June, and now to see how far back this has been delayed to is very frustrating. However, what I do want to stress is, to me it actually makes more sense if it does play out this way, that it does play out this way. First of all, I want to show you guys a visual of the SEC trying to protect retail investors, because I think this visual sums it up best. You see, we're going to put you right here, right back into this burning building, because we're looking to protect you, and quite honestly, you may really be curious to know just what the law is. Yeah, we're not going to tell you. Figure it out. Oh guys, it's so obnoxious to see. I know. Trust me, watching the US government shoot itself in the foot during the fourth industrial revolution is very frustrating. We can only speculate as to the intention as to why the US government and the SEC wants to stifle US innovation. But that's besides the point. Here, I have this powerful thread by Stephen Huber that may dig a little deeper as to why the SEC is playing the games this way. While Obama was in office, Alibaba was investigated for irregularities by the SEC. Then, Trump wins office. Jay Clayton, former Alibaba advisor, becomes SEC chair. Alibaba files for a merger request with the SEC to buy MoneyGram. Now this is where it gets spicy, guys. Next up, Clayton brings in Hinman, who handled Alibaba's IPO and was named Dealmaker of the Year with Li Ming Chen, Alibaba, in 2014. Clayton and Hinman want Alibaba to do the MoneyGram deal, but the United States National Security Council withdraws authority from the SEC and rejects MoneyGram's Alibaba deal. 3 days later, it is announced that instead of Alibaba, Ripple gets to deal with MoneyGram and wins. The SEC, Hinman, and Clayton start working with the Brooklyn Project, Consensus, Quorum, and the Ethereum Alliance. In comes JP Morgan as well. Alibaba, JP Morgan, Ethereum Alliance gets back at Ripple with the free pass and regulatory clarity for Ethereum, and the wink wink hush hush behind the closed doors deals with Clayton and Hinman. This could also explain the huge hatred for Ripple. Maybe Ripple was responsible for not using MoneyGram to test Ethereum-based cross-border payments. And oh guys, this rabbit hole of Hinman, Clayton, Ether, and Alibaba just got real spicy today. Ripple is so powerful that in my opinion they took power away from Alibaba and Ether being the leaders of cross-border payments. And now I understand why we got sued. It goes way deeper than JP Morgan. It goes into China as well. And I think Ripple executed a coup of the future of the financial system. Now, in my opinion, what's going on is an attempted counter coup, but it's failing, similar to ETH 2.0 being delayed yet again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we need to look at the global playing field and how things are playing out geopolitically with the crypto space. Ukraine has banned Bitcoin purchases with local currency amid martial law. And in the same breath, we see that according to Cambridge University, Russia supplies approximately 11% of global Bitcoin hash rate. The other day, BitRiver, was sanctioned by the US government, and these sanctions could escalate and attempt to create a new BTC certification provenance. Linda Jones stated Bit River are the third largest miner in the world. They did these sanctions because they're afraid that Russia will try to get around sanctions using Bitcoin. And this is extremely interesting. I think I remember about a couple years ago, Dan Pena, someone infamous on my channel, stated, "You want to know who created Bitcoin? Putin." It was only speculation. It sounded absurd. How crazy does that sound now? Again, no grounding in that statement. I just find it interesting coming from the same man who predicted negative oil. And that happened. Just keep that in mind, guys. Nothing is off the table. Nothing. Now, what I want to show you guys next is how I believe the global economy is about to implode. You see, we have a rampant inflation problem, 8.5% to be exact, but that's actually a manipulated number. It's probably around 25%. Regardless, 8.5% inflation, and the Federal Reserve has stated they're going to combat inflation aggressively raise interest rates. The other day, Christine Lagarde and Jerome Powell were on a panel discussing just that. And I want you to hear the tone in Jerome Powell's voice, but also listen to the strange language stated by Christine Lagarde. Please take a listen.
Our goal is to get demand, use our tools to get demand and supply back in sync so that inflation moves down, and do so without a slowdown that amounts to a recession. Many on the committee thought it would be appropriate for there to be one or more 50 basis point hikes.
Are you one of those people?
I don't disclose my own.
Why are you not sounding as hawkish as Chair Powell when it comes to raising interest rates and tackling inflation?
Well, first of all, I'm not a hawk. I'm not a dove, and I'm carrying this little owl with me all the time to remind myself that everything that we eventually decide has to be a concerted, coordinated, collective decision.
Which, we had this economy that was, very low inflation, very low unemployment everywhere in the world before the pandemic. Then the pandemic comes in and really knocks everything sideways. Then we have this remarkable, particularly in the United States, response, incredibly fast recovery, faster than anyone hoped. And then we have inflation. And so that's a lot right there. And then we have a war. And now we're realizing that COVID is still really with us. So what I'm thinking about is a couple things. One is, how is this? Are we going back? Probably not, to the old economy. What's the new one going to look like? Because in the middle of this is a labor market in the United States where people can get paid well. It's too hot. It's unsustainably hot, but notwithstanding it, it's a very, very good labor market for workers.
But the green swan is something that terrifies me. When I think of what's happening in South Africa at the moment, the hundreds of people that are dying because of flood, and what's going to come next? Could it be Mother Nature that we are hurting so much that it retaliates against us? So that's one thing that is often on my mind. I think the next one is the madness of man, more than women, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was an action-packed statement right there by Lagarde and Jerome Powell. Christine Lagarde talks about the green swan, and the reason I wanted to reference that is because that is climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, we see Bitcoin being sanctioned, specifically with Ukraine, and Bit River with Russia. Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin are being sanctioned due to geopolitical tensions, and I see a narrative that exists that could cause a monumental crash for Bitcoin. I often believed that it was possible, specifically 4 months ago, for Bitcoin to pass 100K this cycle. I am bearish on Bitcoin, and it's for a massive reason. The climate change narrative and geopolitical tensions are at play here. Bitcoin mining is not environmentally friendly, and remember, Chris Larson from Ripple warned that we have to switch from proof of work to proof of stake for Bitcoin. That is massive. In addition, guys, Jerome Powell talks about interest rate hikes, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, legendary investor Bill Ackman dumped entire Netflix stake, losing $430 million in 4 months. What an incredible L. It's one of those moments where you have to look at investing and say, if people in the know are losing so much, what's going to happen next? See, ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to see Netflix's stock. It's absolutely imploded. People are giving numerous reasons for why this stock is imploding. No excuses for me. This is the natural crash that we're going to see throughout 99% of the stock market. Netflix is just a market leader with how much it's imploding. This is one of the most credible and strongest stocks on the planet, and it's down 66% within a couple months. That is going to happen soon. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, the 2-year Treasury yield tops the 10-year rate, an inversion that could signal a recession. Not only that, we saw the 5-year to 30-year invert for the first time since 2006. March 28th. Both of these things happen within a couple days of themselves. The 2 to 10 year, the 5 to 30 year. What does that mean? It means we're running out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing I can guarantee all of you is Fed Chair Jerome Powell stated he's going to raise interest rates, and I can guarantee that there will be a 70% crash across the stock market and the crypto space. Oh, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get nasty. And we are going to be predatory with the way we execute this cycle. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I stated I'm bearish on Bitcoin because of the climate change agenda. However, I'm bullish on altcoins because we have not seen all-time highs yet across 90% of the altcoin market. XRP, Stellar, Algorand, Hedera are examples. And what's actually quite beautiful is we've seen double bottoms at critical support for those tokens. That is extremely bullish to me. And while everyone has received peak negative news in the XRP community, and there's peak negative sentiment, that is when I turn into a savage. I'm not that happy when everyone's euphoric. I'm anxious when everyone's euphoric. Bull runs end in euphoria, not in fear. And we're not even close to done yet. One massive indicator that I know psychologically is at play here is that I'm getting a lot of people in denial that an altcoin season is going to happen. That helps me know that I still think my hypothesis is correct. An altcoin season is coming. But I believe everything will come crashing down at some point in October. That's typically a nasty month, September-October timeframe for the stock market. And it could be for both stocks and crypto with these Fed interest rate hikes. I believe Jerome Powell stated a 50-point hike in May, a 75-point hike in June, and another 75-point hike in July. Now, this is the thing. This is going to be the quickest they've raised interest rates for a very long time. And the reason is because inflation is at a 40-year high. However, when they end up imploding the stock market, I think these interest rate hikes will be short-lived. They need inflation and, oh, by the way, another crisis that'll randomly come conveniently enough when they need it most to defer attention away from the central banks. They're going to continue printing money, but in the immediate short term, they're going to bring extreme fear to the masses. food shortages, financial collapse, cyber attacks, etc. Who knows what else could come? But it's very easy to see we're going to face hell. But before that, in my opinion, we're going to have an opportunity to profit. It's only based on the speculative fundamentals that the charts are saying. 90% of alts have not reached all-time highs yet or have even run. And that, to me, is very telling as to where we're going to go. I understand this is the riskiest time in financial history, but in my opinion, the riskiest thing you can do is just hold on to dollars. Risky is the new safe in 2022, and we're quite honestly in the last mile of a marathon that has been the collapse of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Out with the old system, but simultaneously they're going to birth the new. This SEC case is XRP going through the birth canal, and out of the other side will be CBDCs, interoperability with XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. Today was a sad day in the army, but I have to remind you it's all part of the journey. We will be successful. This wealth is ours already. And please listen to this powerful clip as an important reminder that we are already the new 1%. XRP is chosen, and we're just winning the lottery in slow motion.
Countries like Switzerland and China all testing out the digital currencies. How are you gearing up for the disruption of money with central bank digital currencies? How will it change the way you and other banks operate in future?
Probably fundamentally. While we're not formally involved, no foreign banks are involved in the Chinese ECNY. I think we're as close to that as we can be to understand how that digital currency can be used for cross-border trade. Going back 5 years, we had digital currency underpinned trade finance and money settlement systems, and using as a medium of exchange, using things like Ripple's XRP, for example, as a medium to affect real-time cross-border payments.
It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive.